Now it is part 4 of Laplace transforms dealing with the scaling property. What this property is saying, let us see the corresponding theorem. If Laplace transform of f of t is capital F of s, then Laplace transform of f of at is 1 by a f of s by a. What is said here is the Laplace transform of a function is f of s, then the t is scaled here with a. At means 2t, 3t, 4t, like that, for example, or half t also. That a may be any constant there. If it is scaled, then what is the Laplace transform of a scaled function? Then that is nothing but you are reversing it as you multiplied here, like that you remember. Let us see the proof now. So 1 by a f of s by a, whatever function is there here, that function should be transformed. Okay, whatever transformed function is there, it should be replaced with s by a in the place of s and multiplied with 1 by a. Let us see the proof of this. Let the Laplace transform of f of t, the original function, is f of s. Implies, what do we mean by this Laplace transform? This f of s is obtained by integrating from 0 to infinity the product e power minus st along with f of t. That is nothing but f of s. Okay, you can take the screenshot now. Now, now we are calculating what is the Laplace transform of f of at. So as per definition, how much it will be? It will be integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st. That is there going to be, okay, with the integral. This is the kernel. Now that whatever input function is there, that input function will appear f of at dt. Now if you look at this at, that at is also a new variable. Let us call that, let at is equal to some u. Implies a times of dt is du. So this dt is going to become du by a. When t is 0, of course, this integral is running for the variable t. So when t is 0, substituted here, u is 0. When t is infinity, then thereby u also is infinity. So this integral actually not written, but it is understood that it is t equal to 0 to infinity. This will be u equal to 0 to infinity e power minus s. What will be t now as per this adjustment? U by a. F of this is going to be u and dt is nothing but du by a. Now let us write it in this form. This 1 by a comes out. F of u du e to the power of minus s by a into u. We can write it in this way. So what is this going to be now? Earlier we discussed that L of f of t equal to f of s means integral 0 to infinity e power minus st into f of t dt is equal to f of s. This means this. That is the only option. If I write s as k, for example, then this s should be k here. Integration is done with respect to k, with respect to t, that k will appear here. Now instead of s I have s by a, then this will be s by a. That is what is there here. So I'll replace this as f of s by a and 1 by a is out. Okay, so we have proved that Laplace transformed of this scaled function is 1 by a times of the transform of the original function where s is replaced by s by a. Now you can take the screenshot of this one. Now let us solve this problem. Given that Laplace transform of some function f of t is s by s square plus 1. I hope you guessed what is this function f of t, that is cos t. Fine. Now by scaling property we get L of f of 3t, that is nothing but 1 by 3 f of s by 3, that is nothing but 1 by 3 into f of s by 3. If we call this as f of s by 3 is s to be written as s by 3. So s by 3 whole square plus 1. Now that is going to be 1 by 3, that s by 3 I am writing here, and s square plus 9, 9 by s square plus 9. So it will be 9 by s square plus 9. Finally this 9 and this 9 gets cancelled. We are left over with only s by s square plus 9. I hope you have recollected this is the Laplace transform for f of t equal to cos 3t. If you take here f of 3t, that f of 3t is nothing but f of 3t here. Okay, so what it will be now? F of t is cos t, I said here. Okay, f of t is cos t. So f of 3t will be cos 3t, and the Laplace transform of cos 3t is nothing but s by s square plus 9. It's verified. Now you can take the screenshot for this one. So finally, if the Laplace transform of f of t is some function of s, then Laplace transform of the scaled function will be that a taken as 1 by a here and s replaced as s by a. Another example for that particular scaling property, this is nothing but scaling property. Okay. If the Laplace transform of g of x, the input function instead of t we are using input variable, instead of t we are using x, but the output variable we reserve s for that one. Okay, so if the Laplace transform of the function is 1 by s plus 3, then the scaled function, okay, g of x by 2, for that the Laplace transform is, here the a value is to be written as 1 by a, here a is 1 by 2, so 1 by 1 by 2, and here s by a, that is s by half, that becomes 2s. So in the place of s we are substituting 2s plus 3. Finally these two coming up 2 by 2s plus 3. So this is the way how we can find the Laplace transform of the scaled function if we know the Laplace transform of the original function. We need not know what is the function. If we know the transform, we can tell the transform for the scaled function. This is what about something about what we call the scaling property. Okay, let's end up here. I hope you are following the sequence part 1, 2, 3, 4. In the part 3 I said first shifting theorem, and I said that the proof of first shifting theorem we'll see in the next class. Now let us see the proof of that particular first shifting property. I hope you recall that the first shifting property comes from this theorem. If L of f of t is equal to, we are talking about first shifting theorem. The problems already are done in that part 3. It is also called, I am going for the proof, S shifting theorem or property. Okay, so that theorem says L of f of t is f of s, then the Laplace transform of that same f of t multiplied with e power at, that is f of s minus a, just s replaced with s minus a. Now how the proof follows, let us see here. Let the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to f of s, this one. So what do we mean by this one? This f of s is coming by the integration from 0 to infinity for e power minus st multiplied with f of t, implies this one. This is number 1. Now what we need now, we need the Laplace transform of the product of two functions, where one among them is exponential. Now by definition, Laplace transform of e to the power of at into f of t is integral 0 to infinity e power minus st and dt. This to be written every time. Whatever the input function is there, that input function we need to write it here. That is e to the power of at into f of t. Now if you look at these two together combine to exponential function. I'll just write it as minus of s minus a into t into f of t dt. Integral 0 to infinity. Now closely observe this integral and this integral. What is the change? F of t dt t, that is just that s coming here. So if you compare this one with this integral, it is t exactly as it is, f of t as it is, dt as it is. If you compare this one and this one. So if s is appearing as s here, then s minus a is here, minus is also there as it is. Integral limits are same. So this should be written as finally f of s minus a. This is what is the proof of first shifting theorem, which we have done the problems in the part 3, but I said that the proof will be following in the next video. That is what we have done here. Now you can watch part 5 for the next remaining topic. You can take the screenshot now.